Hello everybody, 11:30. I'm coming to you because I just posted in the channel and I think we're about to reclaim. So I'm going to walk you through what it'll look like on the high time frame. Um, if you're following the channel, I'm not going to rush through this video because I already posted this, right? You already know the targets and stuff. Now I just want to give you some color for why I think it's about to happen. First, as always, I identify the pre-market range, which is right here. It's the tightest spot during our pre-market consolidation. So what happened overnight, and what happened is we wicked right off of it to a T. That is a bullish indicator on the low time frame. That is why I think we're about to reclaim. Okay, so we know our reclaim level. It's the same as yesterday. It's this little box right here. It's the 50s. Well, sort of. What I expect us to do once we push this reclaim level is go ahead and shoot to the top of this flag. So same target as yesterday, about 7,600. Good. If we break out of this flag, what I'd like to see is a continuous push to test right here and all-time high. And ultimately, I want to see a push to at least 7,700. And I'm speculating it goes further, but not this far. This is like max, okay? I don't know exactly how far, but I'm going to mark out high time frames and we'll play them by ear, meaning when this hits, we'll see what happens in here, then we'll look for here, then we'll see what happens in here, and then we'll look for here, just one at a time, okay? I will also lean into some targets on our individual swing plays, and if those targets look good, or they still look like they need a ways to go, then I will kind of measure ES as such, because ES, nothing's going to fade ES. Like, we might go while ES is consolidating, but nothing is going to go up during an ES correction unless it's just a counter trend type trade, and we aren't in any of those. Yeah, so that's what I'm looking for ES. Remember, we had to break these lows in order to get bearish. We have not done that. I also want to say that I highly, highly suspect we either come down to here or here, but we are not going to talk about that if we break out of this flag until we take some upside. Then we're going to look for a correction. This is in the roadmap, so be aware of that. We will take profits. If we come up here, we will take profits long before a correction, and we'll be eagerly awaiting the chance to reload. So don't worry about that too much now. Looks like Bitcoin's having a good day. No surprises here. We are getting closer to the trim level, but we're not there yet, so don't worry about this yet. Our BTC AES ratio looks pretty good. Looks like we finally finished our base right here and we're coming back out of it, meaning we have to back test these higher levels where the breakdown came from. Since we are back testing the breakdown in the BTC AES ratio, that means as ES goes up, BTC should go up harder. Individual plays are looking good. They're cooking. Let's see where we're at with Riot. The entry was about right here. Maybe a little bit lower. That's 19, 18. Okay, the entry was closer to right here. Yeah, there was some drawdown, and now we are cruising to the upside. I'm not taking profit in Riot until we're at 30 plus, so this looks to me, sorry, my mic ran away on me. This looks to me like a tolerance of about 8% drawdown in order to take, let's see here, about an 84% upside. The first play was 40%, the next play was 60%, this third play should be 80%. Pretty crazy until you start thinking that, nope, these are 1-2 waves and they're getting exponentially larger each time. So will it go straight there? Probably not. But that's where we're gonna look for, guys. And I won't change that until we start losing higher lows. If we lose higher lows, we cut the play. Nobody should be taking a loss on Riot because the higher low right now is at $20 and the entry's below that. So you should be stopping out in green no matter what you do. Your credibility will remain intact. You can be a very special trader. You know, it's funny. I do this all the time. I've been commenting every day, literally for four years now. 4 years, and people will still tell me how this won't work or that won't work, all the way up until the point it does, and then slink away until the next time it doesn't work. Next time somebody talks, I want to hear about what did work. Let's get some positivity up in here. AMD looks good. We are targeting the back test. We're going to be taking off soon, looking for about 550, 560. Know that I already have, I don't try to top tick things, right? So I'm not trying to take it all the way up to right here. What I'm trying to do is get in there and reload. The other thing about AMD is I'm not trying to overplay the semis right now. I've played a whole lot of AMD recently. I do think the semis have a lot of upside, but I'm just looking for a little bit of powder to put into a third bullet of Mara when it reclaims above 14. Okay. So this play was taken right here, and we'll take it from 517 to about 550. So that should be about an 8%er. Not too shabby. Coin looked like it had a big push today. The entry was at 162. Should be up about 11%. Upstart, we are somewhere around the entry. I don't know. I have to open the port. I'm not concerned about this at all. I think it's going to be just fine. Meta, I think, is going to be just fine. We're just going to keep pushing on to the upside. We'll end up selling this next one, right? So we got one right here. We got one right here. And this last one is the one we're going to sell. And I'm looking for it to be a big one, like just like the other ones, exponentially larger. So we got one small push, one larger push after that. Going to try to get into the 700s and sell that. What that'll look like is it should be too high. Let's see. That should be about a 40%er. Just shares, by the way. This, if you guys got leaps or whatever, that's up to you. I'm just covering everything on a shares basis because I don't like to cover time. When I cover time, people like to lean on me to tell them when to buy their leverage and what the expiry is. And there's no better way for me to lose you money or for you to lose yourself money than to assume that somebody knows how long the market's going to take to consolidate. Once we get on trend, with a lot of these things, we can buy calls. That's just not yet. And what on trend means is once we take these highs out and we find this higher low, we can buy some meta calls. But we're not there yet, guys. We're just playing the slop upside, which at the end of the day is still going to be a big win. Looks like we're back to the entry on SpaceX. We are going to play it up to this right here. Take a profit. That looks like it's going to be about a 22% win. Netflix, we are down. I am down right now on Netflix. The entry is up here. I am down about 10% on Netflix. MVEX, I haven't entered yet, but I have a plan to above 940. Palantir, I'm sitting right around the entry. I'm going to sell it around 156. New, I think, is going to be an interesting play. I think it's going to chop it up for a while. We should get out of New soon, but regardless, we are going to take a win. That's going to be about, let's see, about 8 to 9% when it gets to there. Not bad. Oxy, I'm looking for a short entry. Oxy's an interesting one because I think oil is coming on down. Let's see if I can find oil. I'm sorry, I said down and I meant up. Let's say the opposite. I think oil is going to actually come on up. I think it's going to target around 140, and then I think it's going to capitulate straight down. I think this is going to be a false breakout. I have no idea what news or world events are going to facilitate a move like this and a capitulation down, but I think it's in the cards based on what the chart looks like. And I assume that once it gets up here, whatever looks better, like a USO short or an Oxy short or whatever, I'm just going to look at the charts and we'll get back into an oil short like we played before. Yeah, let's see. Is there anything else anybody wants to know? I don't do MSTR, but I do believe that if you do, we're heading up. But I don't know, guys. This is just like I said, just like coin to me. So it looks like it's testing this high. Once it finds a higher low somewhere around here, it's probably going to reverse right around 97. So I don't know. I think that you have, if you are an MSTR and you're a holder, you have something to look forward to. But I think there's a little bit more chop involved because of how this drawdown pattern looks in this chop pattern, right? So it's got to come up here. It's got to take out this high. It's got to set a higher low after that, so on and so forth. But I think the target is the same, regardless of the trickery it takes to getting there. I think it's going to go to 400 plus. And the other thing is, I still don't think it's time for calls for things like that because you don't buy calls when you're at the bottom of a range. You buy calls after stuff starts moving, and then you find a higher low. Then you know the stock is moving, and you buy it before this move right here, right? Because if you buy calls from the bottom of the range, you could eat 3 months of theta. That's just not how you play them. You want to play them when everything starts getting active and clicking along, not just when it's at the absolute lowest price. That's not the best idea. Looks like Coin's going to just send it, guys. I'm happy with that. This one is, I fully anticipate taking about 200% in shares in this before we find a higher low, and then I'm actually going to go into the coin calls. And that's about it. I don't think there's anything else to talk about for now. Let's see how we're doing here. We're pretty close. I think it's going to try to push through in here and reclaim soon. It's just, here's what you got to know, guys, on the lowest time frame. We need to reclaim this without losing this. That's all we need to do. We can't lose the higher low during the reclaim. If we do, it resets everything and we could possibly take downside. So I'll write that up with more nuance in the plan. But that's basically what it comes down to. It needs to break through this consolidation range without losing that higher low. If it loses the higher low, it resets everything and you have to reset your bias short term. So I will write that up exactly as you have to see it and where to target if it does. Take care, guys.